Melos TV, what's going on, y'all? Man, I've been gone for a few days. I haven't been producing content at the rate that I would normally do, but that's because I've been a little busy. A lot been going on these last few days. My homie been in town, so I've been kicking it with him. But nonetheless, I'm back, and what a great day to come back. First of all, Carmelo Anthony, that's who we starting off with. I'm dropping a lot of content, but let's start off with Carmelo. Carmelo Anthony went on ESPN First Take to talk about his status. He's not on the NBA team right now and how he feels about not being on the NBA team. He also voiced his opinion or talked about how he feels about what happened in Houston, how things faded in Houston quickly, and he gave his opinions and his thoughts about it. First of all, let me say this. I got to give a lot of respect to Stephen A. Smith because despite how much he's criticized as a journalist and how people say he's annoying and they don't like certain things that he does and sometimes he's over the top, the man has a knack for getting athletes to trust him, to talk with him. Seriously, he's always able to bring on these special guests to have sit-down conversations that drive the ratings at ESPN, and also it creates content for me to talk about, other YouTubers to talk about. Carmelo, I was thoroughly impressed with this interview. Carmelo was honest. He was accountable for things, but at the same time, he didn't he wasn't harming anybody. He wasn't saying anything malicious about anybody. He was telling his truth, and I appreciated that. ESPN should make this some type of recurring segment with a lot of other athletes, so we can get the athletes' perspective on things that are transpiring in their career. But man, I made a video saying this before. I always felt like Carmelo was being pushed out the league. And it's evident now. It's clearly evident. There is a conscious effort to blackball him from the league. And I don't know what it is, but they trying to act like the man can't play, and they trying to act like he's a scrub. And I feel like it's downright disrespectful, especially with some of the dudes that we got in the league right now. Some of the dudes we got in the league currently, come on, man. The Bulls had Cam Payne. Now some of y'all don't even know who the hell Cam Payne is. And y'all don't know who Cameron Payne is, and that's my point exactly. But for Bulls fans who watch Cameron Payne play, Cam Payne is horrible. He is terrible. And he was on the roster for years. And I'm like, do we got pictures on somebody? Do we got pictures of the GM, Gar Foreman, in an uncompromising situation of doing something he ain't supposed to be doing or whatever? I don't know. Do he know somebody that's a plug in the league that got him staying in the league? I'm like, how is he still in the league and this man is this terrible? But he stayed around for a few years, for a while. The Bulls just released him. So when you got dudes like that, dudes like Nerlens Noel, who I promise y'all, I never thought Nerlens Noel was it. I never thought he had it. But he around and all these other dudes that's around, sticking around, and Melo can't make a roster? He can't make a 15-man roster in this league? I promise you, he better than the damn Charlotte Hornets whole roster. Seriously. The Bulls got some players that I know he can play over. I know he could. And I'm thinking like, where is the disconnect? Why are people acting like Melo trash? Why is they acting like he's a bum or he's a scrub? The man is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Yes, I said it. First ballot Hall of Famer. And I know other people like to dispute it and say, no, he's not. How can you say he's first ballot? First of all, the man got over 25,000 points. When you got that many damn buckets, you belong in the Hall of Fame, period. T-Mac, Tracy McGrady in the Hall of Fame, no disrespect to T-Mac. Mac never got out the first round in his prime. There's no way in hell Carmelo should not be a first ballot Hall of Famer. No way at all. He got better numbers than a lot of different guys in the Hall of Fame right now. He just don't got the championship to go along with it. And as big as a LeBron fan that I am, Carmelo should have been Rookie of the Year that year because he averaged, I think, 1 point more than LeBron. And his team actually went to the they actually went to the playoffs his first year. Compared to LeBron, and LeBron, my boy, LeBron, they didn't even make it the first year. And Carmelo went in the West. So, I'm just putting respect on Carmelo's name when I say this. Now, because getting a job is not about a Lifetime Achievement Award. It's what can you do for me now. Let's talk about last season. Carmelo played 10 games with the Houston Rockets. 10 games. And in those 10 games, Carmelo, he averaged about 13.4 and 5 rebounds. Now, let me say this. Because them last 2 games, his minutes dropped drastically. It dropped significantly. So, when your minutes drop, you don't have enough opportunity or time to do what you are normally able to do. So, your numbers will drop as well. Before those last 2 games, Carmelo was averaging about 15 points a game, 15 points a game and 5 boards a game. I promise you, it's a lot of damn teams that can use that. It's a lot of teams that would kill for that right now. A whole lot of teams. So they acting like Carmelo can't provide that for some team? Stop it. The man went on here and said he can come off the bench. He had a hard time accepting it, but he accepted it. Starting in Oklahoma City, or it really started in Houston for real. He accepted that role. And people acting like, oh, he's a hard person to play with. He's cancerous to the team, so on and so forth and all that. The man accepted a role coming off the bench. He accepted that. He accepted it. But I don't know, for some reason, it's like people got this vendetta against him. I don't know what it is, but they acting like he's a total scrub. And then I hear this other argument. Yeah, Carmelo can play, but where can he fit? He can fit in a lot of damn places. A lot of places. I know the Lakers can use about 15, 14 a game coming off the bench. I know he's still good for 15, 14, 15, 16 a game and Spurs for real. Like, so I know they can use that. But this is what they say too. They say he don't play no defense. He don't play D. Let me ask y'all this. Y'all name me more than 10 players that really play defense in the league. Name me more than 10 players. Seriously, run through them. Run through them. Because the 10 and the 10 that you name, I'm gonna name those same 10 because those are only guys that we really know that play defense. In today's league, dudes ain't really playing defense like that for real, for real. It's an illusion. And y'all only just point out the guys that everybody else talk about. This is my problem with the NBA because everybody regurgitates the same narrative all the damn time instead of really just looking at things, looking at the games and watching them. Like, come on, family. It ain't that hard. Carmelo is not no bum. He can contribute to a lot of teams right now. Clear as day. Clear as day. But and this is the thing too, because I really feel like this is what I think it is. I said I really don't know, but I really think it's this. Carmelo got a bad rap from certain executive, maybe the executive in the Knicks organization or Oklahoma City. I don't know. He got a bad rap from an executive. The executive expressed that sentiment to the local papers. The local papers has a great influence because for whatever reason, whatever the local papers say, national news take their word for it and run with it and regurgitates those same sentiments to push people out the league. Whatever the local news say. And maybe it wasn't from the executives. Maybe the local news media, somebody don't like what Carmelo did and they write these stories and the national media picks up on it and runs with that and it takes that as credibility. Whatever the local, they feel like whatever the local news is saying about you is credible because they're watching you all the time. When I promise y'all, a lot of these dudes in journalism don't know what the hell they be watching. They don't know what they looking at. They don't even know hoops from damn soccer. A lot of some of them. I'm not gonna say all of them. I'm not gonna disrespect all of them because there's a lot of great journalists out here. I aspire to be in that field. I really, I was writing in college and all of that, so I'm not gonna disrespect them. But it's a lot of guys that really don't know basketball. They doing the same thing to Carmelo what they was doing to Derrick Rose. And honestly, if it wasn't for Tom Thibodeau giving Derrick Rose that opportunity, Derrick Rose being his former MVP when he was coach of the year, Derrick may have never gotten another opportunity. He got the opportunity because his former coach was the head coach and was like, you know what? I know my guy can still play. No matter how many injuries he's had, no matter if he's banged up or not, I know I would love to roll with that guy in the trenches because I know that boy is a hooper. He's a dog. And Carmelo went up in there like, look, I know I can still play in this league. And my peers know it as well. That's why you see guys like Kyle Kuzma and Damian Lillard coming to stick up for Melo because they know Melo can go out there and still contribute to several teams in the league. Again, he better than a whole damn Charlotte Hornets roster. I'm sorry. So they acting all of this. And this is what, too, I noticed this. Because, again, I said the national media regurgitates the same sentiments of local media as well. But something I didn't like what ESPN did. While they're interviewing Carmelo, you see clips of him missing shots. Clips of him missing shots in the Houston Rockets uniform. And I'm looking like, really? Y'all gonna act like he was completely trash last year? Now, 13.4 points a game really was 15 because I told y'all the minutes decreased and his numbers dropped in the last 2 games. I'm going to roll with the 15 points he was averaging before. 15 a game? That's horrible for real? 15 and 5? Terrible? Let's talk about what these other dudes y'all got on y'all benches. Well, not on y'all benches. Y'all giving contracts to. Big money and dudes averaging 7 a game and you said they play really good defense and all of that. Like, come on, man. Like, no disrespect. Cory Joseph got a nice hefty bag. Cory averaged like 7 a game, about 4 assists a game, and he plays great defense. But I'm saying, like, dude, all these dudes are getting bags thrown at them. I know for a fact Carmelo better than damn KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of KCP. He can get streaky. He can get streaky and all of that. He's represented by Rich Paul and all of that. Shout out to the young brother for getting his bread. But I know Carmelo better than him. I know he is, without a doubt. And everybody and ESPN showing his clips of him missing like he was playing like a bum. In one of those games, and I know this because I had Carmelo on my fantasy team to start the season last year on my bench on my fantasy team. Carmelo had like a 27, 28 point game. And then they don't want to show that. They don't want to show him making shots, but they show him only making shots when he's going in, he's playing in an open gym setting. When he's playing in an open gym setting to show it like, okay, Carmelo couldn't score. He couldn't, yeah, Carmelo couldn't score when he's with the Houston Rockets, but he can show score in a gym league to make it seem like he's a YMCA player now. Like, I didn't like the optics of ESPN doing it. I didn't fool with that. I'm not rocking with it at all. Because Carmelo Anthony can still play some damn basketball, man. And I promise y'all, I seen mad because it's a lot of dudes that's calling these shots and they're able to determine the careers of several guys that I know are hoopers. It was the same dudes talking down on Derrick Rose, talking about Derrick Rose not an NBA player no more. He's not playable. Don't know what the hell they talking about. Just saying other stuff that other people are saying and will ride for another dude that really is a bum to me. Like, really, he really not that. Other dudes is really not that good. They ride for them and act like they scream their name like they the best thing since sliced bread. It kills me, man. It kills me. And I took down notes because of this. Like, I'm fired up. For real. I'm really, really fired up. And again, Carmelo is a guy that I know has, I promise you, one of the smoothest offensive arsenals, one of the smoothest offensive games I've ever seen in my life. That damn jab step, that spin move, and that J, man, that Carmelo game was buttery smooth. Again, I'm not saying he has the most lethal offensive game, because I've seen guys like James Harden and guys like Kevin Durant, for sure, they can score, in their sleep. But Carmelo's offensive game was so smooth, man. The dude can get buckets. Again, 25,000 points is a lot of damn baskets. The man is a natural talent and a natural scorer. That's his gift. But I don't like everybody just acting like, he's just a certified scrub and bum. And all of this just shows you that there is no friendship, there is no loyalty in the business of the NBA. It is exactly what I just said it is. The business of the NBA. That's it. All these other dudes, you have media members that will perpetuate broadcast media, really. And all the writers too. Writers too. Because it's a writer. What the damn, what is it, a basketball, it's a sports blog or sports media outlet. I don't know what it is, but they will perpetuate narratives that act like guys are bums, and I don't like it. I don't fool with it, man. But to act like Carmelo is just a scrub, man, it's crazy. And the same people that was down talking Carmelo before, now they riding with Melo and they supporting him now because he said his piece and they feel like, oh, we respect Melo now because we finally heard his side of the story, and you know what, it does sound right. No, y'all stay over there because y'all only coming on Melo's side now because y'all easily swayed and y'all easily manipulated. Y'all easily swayed and easily manipulated to believe one thing, and y'all ride with whatever everybody else is saying. Now that everybody else is opening their eyes and seeing things for what it is now with Carmelo, now that he went on his show, now you want to be in support of Carmelo. Now you want to be on his side. I'm not fooling with it, man. I'm sorry. I'm not fooling with it at all, man. They doing the same thing to Carmelo, what they did to D-Rose, and I don't like it. I don't like it flat out, man. Props to Carmelo. Respect to Carmelo, man. One of the greatest, like for real, one of the greatest scorers in the game. One of the greatest scorers in the game, and he is a Hall of Famer. Is a great player, an all-time great player. No matter if he got championships or not, you got 10 All-Star nods and what you got 6 All-NBA teams and all that type of stuff. You are a dog. Carmelo was one of my favorite players when he was coming out of Syracuse. When he won that chip by himself, really, he put his team on his back with him, Hakeem Warwick, and Jerry McNamara and all them dudes. Eric Devendorf and Jerry McNamara, I think. Them dudes, he took them took them to the chip as a freshman. Yeah, I know y'all gonna say that's the last time Carmelo won something. Man, stop it, man. As much as I fool with Bron and them, Carmelo ain't had the same teams Bron and Wade and them have had, and the same teams Kevin Durant has had. He hasn't. So it's like, I don't like that, man. Y'all, they killing me with this, man. But props to Melo. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith for conducting that interview. We wanted to hear and needed to hear from from Carmelo. We needed to hear his side of the story because they was bogus. Because he said Daryl Morey made it seem like it was like a 10-day tryout for him, a 10-game tryout, and they've been had this planned out. a 10 games. He insinuated it. He didn't. I'm paraphrasing. He said it seemed like, okay, we see what you can do for 10 games, and if you really don't do that well, we cutting you. We don't like how you fitting. We cutting you. It's like he's like, I went to go talk to him, trying to see what I can do for the team and what else I can help to improve the team's play and do what's best for the team. He coming to tell me it ain't working out. He ready to part ways, and it seemed like he was on a 10-day tryout thing. And Stephen A. asked him, do you think Chris Paul and James Harden didn't know anything about that? He said, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think Chris Paul knew. I don't know if James, I can't even say if James Harden knew. I don't know. Maybe James knew. James ain't as close with Carmelo like Chris is. But we don't know. Maybe James didn't know. I don't know. But all I know is they doing Carmelo Anthony wrong. And it ain't right, man. Talking about he don't play no defense. Who in the league play D for real? Outside of 10 players. Name them 10 players. Name me 20 players that play D for real, for real. Name them. Name them. People don't play D in the league like they used to. They don't. It's a known fact. So cut it out, man. Props to Carmelo Anthony, an all-time great player and a legend. Peace.